That long pause. I thought Ben was about to kill us there. It's about to be very sad. About to be very sad. Cheesecake's a valid answer to worst kind of cake because it's more of a pie. It's not, though. We're talking about flavor, not internet nerd technicalities about what's cake and what's not. Eternal Zerk is pretty bad for the bounce deck. They need a Nico reroll or they're probably up a creek without a paddle here. I didn't know what a urinal cake was, and I was very disgusted when you mentioned it, and now I have looked it up and will be able to sleep tonight. Yeah, that's actually one of those things where if you know the answer, it's less disgusting if you don't. Our opponent needs more gold borders, shit. They're missing a few. Oh, dangerous room. Not that they were winning even with that, but without it. Without it, it looks real bad. I should do this so this way I can surf for the Cosmo, yeah? Oh, I guess without the Cosmo, if that would have lived, they could have done what's it called? They could have shout it. Oh, snap. think we play this off of here so we can Luna Snow here next turn. Definitely a Xiao gamer here. I guess I'll do this here, so that way if we top deck Carter, she's a bit better. A pretty big surfer. We'll get to bounce this shield in and power up both the caps next turn. Can also play 2 3s is great. Maverick or Carter would have been nuts last turn. But at least we have our namesake guaranteed. One of our namesakes, I should say. I think it's this, and then I can play whatever I draw along with Moonstar next turn. Moonstone's a good chunk of points, either the left or center, because she's copying either Goliath or Captain America. Doggy. Fuck her up, Buttercup. At'll do, pig. At'll do. I think I just want to compete here and then here. Call it a day. Is Morrow any good? Morrow's like a... I think Morrow's best in slot in a number of decks. Without being a super high priority to pick up for most people. Karg, thank you for the over 3 years. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, Narrow is definitely a good descriptor of what's her name. Agreed. Going full Gamma sounds really appealing here, yeah? they could have hit Merlin's spell on the 1 and 3, but getting brewed down early isn't terrible. With them having Shadow King, I think Shang is pretty unlikely. It's so funny how much I've been trained by Marvel Snap to want to not be hurt that like my opponent snaps me and my instinct is just like go mute. Ooh, Gorgon's a fun one for next turn. I don't have Gorgon. What's a decent replacement for him in this deck? 2 energy ongoing card that you like. Yeah, armor's not adventurous. Oh, man. Wow, that sucks. Holy. Ugh.
Squad's still a little light.
Alright, so the expectation is they just can't win the center, which may or may not be true. This is an okay amount of power here. I'm gaining, this is 15, 21. I'm going to 24. Xiao Lao could obviously just cook us here. Breaker, give me the news! Goliath is such a wet fucking fart. It's such a deflating card to play against. Just like, the wind just like thoroughly out of my sails. God bless us, everyone. That was the Nick Fury card. That was a Merlin generated a Nick Fury that generated an Goliath. Yeah, God bless the 1 power nerf on Goliath, huh? It can go lower, I believe. Well, to set a low bar, this is the most interesting feeling Surfer deck I've played in some time. We're ready to take a brief pause for the cause to let some adverts roll. When we get back, we're going to be playing some more of this. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Don't go anywhere. If you're watching this on YouTube right now and you enjoy my content, make sure you tap the like button on whatever video you're watching. Appreciate the folks that have done that already. I remember when Goliath would make your cards disappear. Remember when Goliath was data mined to be a 5 energy play? I really want to know what the internal testing looked like around that one. Absolute crazy pants decisioning there. But I'm glad at least it released at 6, I suppose. Card's been iterated so many times. I don't think Negative Surfer was ever a top busted deck, but Surfer at +3 was definitely very strong. All right, once more under the breach.
Opponent snapped. Oh, snap.
Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney argues that banning Twitter over its ability to AI generate pornographic images of minors is just gatekeepers attempting to censor all their political opponents. I mean, I didn't need more reasons to never touch the Epic Games platform and just continue using Steam like I have for 2 decades, but that's, that'll go right out in there. Yep. The pedophiles really feel empowered in 2026, huh? Which, for reference, for those that don't keep up on our current hellscape situation, the EU, Canada, and Australia are currently working towards banning Twitter in their spaces because of the ability to generate pornographic images of minors on demand and not doing anything about it. A little bit of an expansion diff. I mean, I guess I leave this here technically, yeah. Punished. Punished! Enjoy your weapon H. Ooh! God damn it. I hate everything. So many emotions during that five second segment, Moon. Ooh, piece of candy. Everything's gonna be alright. Do 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 do. Steam's business model is do nothing while their competition regularly shoots themselves in the foot. Steam's business model is literally just provide a really good platform. People are happy to pay for good platforms. It's just like the TLDR. That going right is actually really good for me if this goes to the right as well. Okay. How sloppy do we think my opponent's tech is? Very is probably the answer, yeah. Seems also pretty consumer friendly. Yeah, that's part of being a good platform. This thing is -3 power, by the way. Hopefully Cosmo wins the left and Cap wins the right. Cool, cool.
Victory.
This deck's feeling real good, gamers. Maverick's a card that's growing on me day by day. He's gonna get a pretty high rating when we do an updated Series 4-5 tier list here soon, I think. Yeah, as someone who has more than one gaming PC, more than one PlayStation 5, and more than one Nintendo Switch in my house, Steam for sharing games with my children is easily the best platform for doing so, and it's not close. Like the rules and mechanics for sharing games I own across devices with people in my family is just like Nintendo and PlayStation platforms and mechanics for doing so are far worse than Steam. Was the Switch 2 worth it? My oldest son prefers to play Fortnite on the Switch, and the Switch 1 is a potato, so the Switch 2 runs it markedly better. Can you share Switch games if you don't have a physical cartridge? So, it used to be that you could share them across an unlimited number of devices so long as you were logged in. And now they changed it recently, so you could only share them between 2 specific Switches. So my house has a Switch 2 and then 2 older regular Switches in it, or 3, 2 or 3. One of the 2, I forget. And you could only share the virtual cartridges on 2 of them now, which is really annoying. Especially having multiple older Switches, because I always forget, and the kids always mix them up and like swap the Joy-Cons around, so it's like we have to play like which older Switch can share the virtual game cards. I'm gonna try to go Goliath into Brood here. At some point I'd color code them. Yeah, it's probably a good idea, but eh. Is the sharing time limited? My friend was telling me you gotta renew it every so often. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. That's unfortunate. Can I get a good one at least? Is Agony plus Surfer 3 procs? No. Yeah, it's not like Hulkbuster. I can only get plus 12 on the left, yeah. think we're dead, question mark. We just don't retreat on this channel, chat, if you're new here. But obviously very dead to a hazmat. Man thing, also not particularly stellar for yours truly. We could Cosmo. Oh, there's an Isle of Silence, video gamer. It's the reason I can't. It's the reason I couldn't set up Captain America with the Moonstone. If the Isle of Silence hadn't been there, Captain America Moonstone might have won these two through the Ajax. It would have been enough points, I think. The island is as invisible as Echo. Oh, moon. I understood that reference. What's going on, Randolph? Thank you for the 21 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back. We have to play out this dragon, Jeff. Do not. No. Carter, right? Now I kind of wish we had. Ideally, I wanted to set up Carter behind Moonstone. Gets us a lot of points. I haven't seen you play Gorgon yet, but I like the idea of having him against an inevitable airship match. Yeah, he's a fine hate card that counts as an ongoing for Goliath. Oh man, Luna Center incidentally just being a monster against Symbiote Spider-Man. We accept humbly and graciously. Welcome to High Voltage Overdrive, where your deck is made up and the points don't matter. Ain't that a mood? Luna's now unironically one of our best cards against the Symbiote Spider-Man deck. Playing that pseudo-clog variation. I might try a best decks roundup for High Voltage Overdrive. We'll see. I didn't do one last time just because of all the negativity around Kid Omega with it. It's probably worth trying. Regular High Voltage best decks roundups don't perform well at all. Triskelion is Jeff's feature location. Ben knows how much I love having cards added to my hand. It's my favorite.
Victory.
Opponent has also had enough of the Triskelion, turns out. I accept. I'd love to see the second or internal metrics for the High Voltage Overdrive where people needed to grind for the card, and this one where people could choose not to play and still get the card. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be a delta they look at for sure, Presto. I have a terrible puzzle for you, Jeff. Can you make a Moondragon Surfer deck? I mean, yeah, you could take a good Surfer deck and cut a good card for a terrible card like Dragon of the Moon. That's not a very good use of anybody's time to make a deck one card worse than it could be. Cut your least favorite 3-drop from this deck and put Dragon of the Moon in. Bam. Card still sucks, but you've got a Dragon of the Moon deck. I think Dragon of the Moon would get buffed. I've been saying since the first day of the season, I will be absolutely shocked if Dragon of the Moon does not get a buff in an OT in this month. We have one this Thursday, which I think is probably a little soon. I think they're one on the 29th, yeah. My money would be on the 29th. Like I said, I'd be shocked if the data was really bad to start. It could happen on the 15th, but I think 29th is more likely. Dragon of the Moon is easily the worst card to release this month with its current stat line. It's very, very bad. I also think it's a card that's bad enough that like we could see it get buffed and still be bad. Like if they just give it like the typical 1-point buff, even a 2-point buff might not be enough to save the card and make it playable. I don't think 1 point's enough. Two might be, but it's still a maybe. Draining 2 would be cool. Draining 2 would probably be good. If it was like a 3-1 or a 3-0 that drained 2, that's probably pretty playable. Classic Aeroshim gameplay. Queued into Aeroshim, and they have their Super Scroll. Good stuff. Good stuff.
systems go.
Let's see if 20 points is enough to win the left here. Might not be. Geeky into it or something silly. Apocalypse! Get out of my house. Get out of my house!
Victory.
If it was a 3-1 or a 3-0 that stole 2, would be a lot better in Spice Rack. That's true. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Whoo! Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Eat shit, error shit. Nobody loves you. Your cards are random. Very annoying. Please go away. I think I want a 3+2 next turn. I think I want a 3+2 next turn. Yeah, I don't want to give them that energy. And then next turn, I could go Sam here, Surfer here. We'll keep Sam on the left while also having good amount of points in the center. Okay, so now I'll do this first and then do this here. So this kicks a shield into here, and then I'm really big here, and they probably aren't winning here. We are only going to have 5 on the left, though, so, like, Shang and friends could maybe get us. I guess the tech card could clear us center. Enchantress and Cosmic Ghost Rider, both pretty bad for us. Cool. Cool.
Victory.
Glorious Gorgon. Lovely, glorious Gorgon. He's such a cutie. He's such a cutie. Ooh, they're playing into the right side with Uatu. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Unlucky. Can Uatu watch your stream? Asking the real questions. Is the Uatu actually in the deck? It is, actually, isn't it? Oof. Oof! So annoying.
Escape.
Alright, sweaty nerd, you've won 2 cubes. On to the next.
Oh, snap.
Well, at least we're gonna have Gorgon on 1 or 2, whatever turn of the game it is.
Avengers! Assemble.
I think it's this. I think it's this.
I still believe in heroes.
I think it's this. We're gaining what? 10 on the right? Few 6 drops from Nick that could get us here.
Power must be controlled.
Oh. sucks. I hate it. It'd be really nice if they could ban airship in the other game modes when high voltage overdrive is going on. These people could go play that. We have to suffer with them out here with the rest of us.
Assemble.
Alright, third game with Gorgon 2 is the charm, assuredly, yes. Any good man draws yet either. Take those. Definitely the best draw on our deck, I think. What was the meta for the last time Overdrive was on? I don't know that we have that information, because most of the content about Overdrive the last time it existed was complaining about Kid Omega. I don't think anyone, myself included, made content about the actual mode. Do we throw priority here? Why? What are we concerned with when it comes to priority? Hey Jeff, glad you're still at it with Snap. I haven't played since Pocket's release, but I'm looking to get back into it. I'm a little intimidated by how much I'm probably behind. So, the number one thing I think is good to understand about Snap is that Snap is different from a lot of more traditional card games like Pocket in that it's not a game that has a heavy amount of power creep. So there's a very real chance that all of the decks you were playing last time you played Marvel Snap are still very reasonable and playable. I even have this decks guide where I break down over almost 60 decks, over 50, of things to poke at in Snap. There's going to be cards that are new to you almost assuredly that are playable, but they're typically playable because they're different and novel, not just because their numbers are better than the things that existed in the past. Snap's really hit their balance stride over the last year. It's been great to see. Yeah, you have any questions about specifics, feel free to ask.
Wakanda forever.
Airship still sucks shit, though, in case you were wondering. Oh, my goodness. How did they play all of this? As Mockingbird's text, Christ almighty. I was like, how did they play that one plus the other one? Fucking Mockingbird text through a Gorgon at that. Threw a Gorgon at that. So, they should make Gorgon +2. They lost 4 twice. And then have been hitting insane RNG in all of these games since. ghosting. No, it's so unlikely that people ghost in these games, gamers. It's just literally the Eric Cartman meme from South Park. How do you kill that which has no life? You don't want to moonstone the Gorgon. I really want to set up a big lane here. I think.
Assemble.
Capping the moonstone lane is probably overkill. Not if I'm not Cartering there. I thought I might play her somewhere else, but the way this lines up, I think I'm just doing this. Dodge a Shang-Chi, we can dodge a ball. Cool. Be gone, interloper. All right. Well, I'll play a few more with this. I don't want to end on the airship nerd note. This deck's been genuinely good. We've won a lot with it. Sweet build of Surfer. And honestly, Mavericks, like even the person that was coming to ask about cards they're behind, I think Maverick's the only fairly recent card in this one. And even him, while he's been fine, we've won so many of these games without him. It's just like pretty classical Surfer. You can sub a 3-drop you're missing for another one, and like the deck's still pretty serviceable. The key thing if you're making substitution is kind of the small ongoing theme that we have. I think Goliath, Moonstone, Carter are kind of like the core higher series things here that are important to what we're doing. Maybe Sam, probably Sam. Maverick, Luna, I think are probably replaceable here. Agony's definitely replaceable. So I can pause for the cause, let some adverbs roll. We'll jam a few more with this when we get back. Don't go anywhere, gamers. You're watching on the YouTube side. You're enjoying the content wherever you're at. Make sure to tap the like button. That's 100% my jam, yep. I stopped a collection complete, nice. I think my number one recommendation for when you come back, if you're someone that's going to buy the season pass when you come back, I think my recommendation would be, as far as card acquisition goes, is save up tokens so that way you could always have enough to buy a Series 5 card in the rotator. That's a specific card that you want. If you haven't played since Pocket dropped, you missed Merlin, I think would be my number one. Get tokens, and then when Merlin comes up, pin him and buy him. And then after that, I'd probably just start buying the seasonal Series 5 caches, because just buying the season pass even, you're gonna eventually get and have all the seasonal caches if you're doing all of your missions and stuff. And that'll get you the most cards. So basically just like save up enough to buy the 1 or 2 specific ones that you want to get that look like your jam, and then start leaning into the caches. That's the most cards, the least amount of currency. You could also, if you don't care about playing explicitly the latest stuff, you could buy the non-seasonal caches that are even cheaper than those and get cards even faster on the backlog. So it really just depends on like what your priorities are. A few ways you can min-max it to pick up the missing bits. That's like true. It's been really good, Sam. It's easily the best Surfer core. I've touched it a little bit. Yeah, ongoing sub-theme feels really solid. In the Wolves' Den. Thanks for hanging out in Hogalandia's Den for 18 months with the Prime sub. Hope your personal sphere is doing all right. Good afternoon. I felt like we've been rocking it with this one. With that last Airship game, we're 5-1 in Conquest matches this afternoon. Very not bad, Dr. JPG. The Ice Cube could be a Buck Carter body in a pinch. Absolutely. That's interesting. Hey, nice, Wolfstead. It could be right, honestly, to Cosmo here, but catching whatever discard card they play this turn seems real good. Yes, Gorgon will be decent for cloning Mets as well. I'm trying to decide, do I want to do this turn? I think I do. I think I do. There is some concern about getting outscaled in the center because I put Gorgon there. Should be crushing them on the right here. The swarms not being free is quite good for us. We're only gaining 10 in the center, though, and they have another Gambit. We could have made a 6-power Maverick to hedge center on turn 5. Yeah, that's a good shout. Probably just comes down to where Gambit goes. She'll take the hit, I believe. That's the kind of faith we need at the end of the day, champ. I believe, I believe. Yeah, Gorgon low-key very useful in this type of matchup. And so someone else mentioned Gorgon should give +2 cost because we were playing against Aeroshim, but while I think +2 cost would still be pretty fair into the average Aeroshim deck, I think it would be too good into most of the non-Aeroshim decks that Gorgon happens to be good against, which are honestly a lot of them. We're gonna shimmy Carter's Changa here. This means I can't shimmy her Changa, but it gives me the Wrath card this turn, which is really appealing, yeah. Yeah, getting Brood down is good against Gambit as well. For sure. That's pretty good. So I can go Maverick Gorgon, and then next turn I can Maverick Carter, and then play Luna Snow behind it to get her buff on 2 things. Modok could get us here. Hello, Haley girl. What's wrong? Snuggle. Oh, thank you.
We have the bigger number.
We do have bigger numbers. The game's not over yet. We gotta wait and see.
It's the doggy again.
We do have the doggy, you're right. It's gonna come down to where the score and hits go, isn't it? We said Aqua Center. I think you went center. No? Yeah, we won, Haley.
You?
We always win when Haley's here. She's so lucky. She's so lucky. How's school today?
Goody.
Goody.
Mrs. Hyde, but a little bad.
A little bad?
Yeah, because I was very sad that Mrs. Hyde wasn't there.
Oh. And it's sad when you have a substitute sometimes. Was the substitute nice? That's good.
I'm sad that Mrs. Hyde
That's okay. She'll be back soon, I'm sure.
No, she's gonna be back on Tuesday.
Tuesday? That's tomorrow.
I mean, she's gonna be back tomorrow.
That's pretty soon, yeah?
Daddy.
Yeah, Dave.
I don't know if Mrs. Hyde is gonna be back on my lunch day with my mom.
I don't know.
Wait.
Does your win rate come up in your performance review?
6, 7.
I thought you don't like the brain rot. I thought you were complaining the other day that
Wait.
your brothers had brain rot.
Wait, brain rot means 6, 7?
Yeah.
Yeah! But I just want people to stop saying it. I just want someone to say it one time.
Oh, just one time? Okay.
Because I'm sick of hearing it a bunch of times.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sick of it.
You're so sick of it? Yeah, imagine how the rest of us feel. I know your life is so hard.
Blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. You can blah, blah, blah. I am mad.
Ooh, they discarded Gambit and Modok?
Daddy, blum, blum, blum. I am mad.
Why are you mad?
You both have the same thing,
We do.
but they're zeros. We have the big. No, we don't. Do you know where your scout uniform and bag is?
They should be in the car already, Mom said.
Oh.
Oh. No. I will help you look for them in a little bit. We don't have to leave for like 2 hours, dude.
Oh, are you gonna take us to scout?
I am gonna take you.
Scout! Do you like these sticky feet? Jacob, scout me button. Okay. Is this feet sticky?
Alright, hey, have you eaten since you got home?
Yes, I did.
You ate some cereal?
I wonder if fish
Haley's that eats cereal for every meal of the day type girl.
Cereal! And cereal. It's my favorite. Let's get full cereals.
Thank you, Jacob.
Cereal!
Okay, so they have 3 copies of Swarm, 4 copies of Swarm,
Daddy.
and a Scorn.
Is that Daddy? That must be.
What's up, Haley?
Why is Rumble black?
Because he has a penalty.
But why is it green? Why is it
Because
green?
they have bonuses.
Why is it white? Because
Do I Surfer now? I think I Surfer now, and then next turn I could go 3+4. I think is the game plan, and then we can Maverick something for +8. All right, kiddos. I love you both, but you're very loud. Please go out of the room. Thank you. So probably Mommy Moonstone on the left. We get to double the Goliath bonus, and then there's a Cosmo for the center. Is this enough to win here? So this is currently +3, and then this will gain 2, and then this will also be 5. So this is gonna go to 16, and then this will be 11. So it'll be 27 there. Yeah, perfect. And then we'll Maverick the Cosmo here to get this up to 11. Actually, if I only put Cosmo to 11 in the center, I lose to 4 swarms here, which they could have. Do I Cosmo the right? I think I Cosmo the right, because they haven't discarded an Apocalypse yet. So I think I want to play around 4 swarms in the center here. Okay, should be good to go.
Victory.
Man, I feel like it's been a minute since we played a surfer deck that I really liked, and this was definitely that. Maverick's just been a release that, like, as more cards have been added to the game, it's really been growing on me. Move it higher and higher up the like, you'll use this in multiple spots priority list. Core of the deck felt pretty good. You have a few different ways to get numbers into play, even when Silver Surfer doesn't show up, thanks to the Captain Carter, Moonstone, and Maverick stuff. You've got, like, the ongoing sub-package. I like that Captain Carter kind of gives you a secondary way to power up your broods for when Surfer doesn't show up. And then you've got Gorgon in tandem with Cosmo. And honestly, one that came up a couple of times is Luna Snow is really a pseudo piece of interaction in a few matchups. Her ability to, like, block a symbiote Spider-Man, or like lock them out of one of their 2 spots in a lane going into the last turn when they don't expect her to suddenly drop one thing into 2 open spots, really feels consistently useful. In addition to just having extra energy being good for this deck, so you can play 2 3s on turn 5, or play a 3 plus Moonstone on turn 6. If you're a Silver Surfer enjoyer, I would definitely recommend this one. I think it's probably serviceable without Maverick. I think he's definitely ideal here, but Maverick and Gorgon are probably ones you could substitute around for other ongoing or 3 energy cards. Definitely the Moonstone ongoing core with Surfer is definitely what the base is looking to do. Yeah, I think Gorgon's actually just a really well-positioned tech card right now. In addition to obviously being good against Erishim, like him giving Merlin and Random Victoria hand decks a headache is really clean. All right, gamers, it is